Hello lovely people, and welcome back to another Ninja Woodfire video. For those keen-eyed amongst you, you'll see that there's a different setup here to the grill today. So I've been out and purchased a rack for us to put some lovely skewers onto the unit. So I was hoping that it would fit quite nicely. I didn't do the measurements, it's not a branded one, but as you can see, we've kind of made do. So the tin foil on there is to stop any scratching to that non-stick surface, but we've basically got a 6-skewer rack that we've placed onto the unit. We can close the lid. It won't close completely, but it is going to capture most of that smoke. So obviously with the tin foil on, we're not getting the full heat of the grill, and there will be some smoke escaping, but I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to make it work. So what we have over here are some quartered onions, some peppers. These are pointy peppers, not bell peppers, only because that's what we had. Would usually use bell peppers on there. And then we have some lovely chicken over here. So we've got satay chicken, is the lighter in colour, nearest to us. And then there's a gyros rub on the back. So I'm hoping I've pronounced that right. It's like a Greek style rub that you find in kebabs and things like that. So that is, I'm hoping, going to be very delicious. That's been prepped again, minimal effort, not too much gone into there. The satay was a sauce that was pre-made that we just kind of rubbed the chicken in, and the same with the rub there. So we've done our prep, aside from putting our meat on there. So you can see me in the background. Again, the eager-eyed amongst us will see that I have a lovely assistant filming. So we'll just get the tinfoil back in place. So we took that off whilst the grill was doing its preheat function. Otherwise it would be red hot to put our skewers on there, which isn't the best idea in the world. So we've gone through the preheat function, and in that time we have prepped these lovely skewers. So I was ably assisted by Mrs. H, who did some prep with me so that we could get these on in the time it took the preheat to do, and that's 6 decent size kebabs. We are going with a different meat today, which actually I've got to say I was looking forward to trying, and that is drumstick meat, believe it or not. It's the first time that I've seen it. So if you've watched the other videos, we used to go with leg meat or thigh meat because that is tasty and actually quite affordable as well. Chicken breasts, yeah, they're lovely, a bit more expensive, and they don't really, for me, they're not as juicy. But check out another video, because I did upload one yesterday where I did some chicken breast. It's just like with anything, it's just a case of keeping an eye on what you're cooking. You got some preset times which are pretty bang on that come with the unit in the booklet, but you know, no harm in checking by eye. So a bit of a tip there is when you're checking the meat, obviously because of the smokiness, and you may or may not have marinated it, it's going to be a bit trickier to see how it's cooked. So I would just take a bit off and see if it's cooked all the way through, particularly if you're cooking on the bone. So this isn't a rotisserie. I've seen ones where you get a little motor and it turns them for you, which I was actually quite interested in getting on the main barbecue because I like the idea of putting a chicken on there, but I think it would have been a fad if we're being honest. Whereas with the Ninja, I think we can safely say that we're past fad territory. Yeah, I've used this unit a lot, so there's some lovely sun rays bathing it as it goes through its cook here, because we had a lovely bit of sunshine, and I think this is pun intended, this is where the unit shines, is that this morning it looked a bit overcast. Wasn't planning to have a barbecue, but you can literally carpe diem, seize the day and all that. Bentley's there, waiting to see what he's going to get fed later. So we've just gone past the flip stage. Obviously we don't need to flip them because they're not in direct contact with the grill. We do need to check, let's have a reveal. So you can see that it's taking on some of the smoke. It's obviously not, it's not taking as much heat as it would if it were in direct contact with the grill, because we've got that tin foil which is kind of stifling the heat a little bit. But I would say, obviously, one thing is that it didn't scratch the unit, and two, cleanup was a lot easier. So yeah, it wasn't really touching the grill in any shape, way or form here, so it was a pretty quick clean when we were done. As you can see, some of the chicken was sticking to the tin foil, which, if I'm right, I like to talk like I'm an expert, but I'm not a chef. I think it's where the surface isn't hot enough, and that's what's going to make it stick, particularly when we've got a marinade on there. So it's looking good. Our onions are cooking down slowly. We've got a bit of wilt on the peppers there, so things are coming along quite nicely. I do think we're going to need more than the roughly 5 minutes we've got left, so let's stop talking and get the lid down to keep some of that heat in there. Don't want it to all escape whilst I'm doing my wonderful commentary for you guys. And I think it's always a good idea just to keep your eye on the smoker as well, because you can boost that at any time. There's Bentley, say hello to people. No, not interested. He's too busy having a little look around. My #1 subscriber there. Cut to our done product. So this is at the end of our 16-minute cook, and that meat isn't cooked to its fullness. So as I said earlier, that'll be the Ninja is expecting meat to be on the preheated griddle. That's the usual process. So the cook time is going to need to be varied, because obviously we're putting this on foil and the lid's not quite closed all the way. So let's set it going again. Because we want to make sure that chicken's cooked. So we're going to basically repeat the process. So we're going to fire up the wood fire button. Make sure we get as much flavour as we can in there. Turn it off, start again. Now I could adjust the time and temperature, I'm aware of that. I just thought it'd be easier just to go through the process again. So I'm not going to leave it on there for another 16 minutes because my kebabs are going to be much smaller and not quite as tender as I intended. So the intention here is to put it on for about another 3 minutes or so. So the good thing about the rest of this cook was, whilst I wasn't filming, I was doing other things. So you could prep whilst it's doing its preheat function, do a bit of clear down, stuff like that. Because who wants to eat a lovely meal and then find that you got 20 minutes or half an hour of cleaning up to do afterwards, and without any suggestion of sexism at all, it tends to be that the men take the glory of the barbecue, don't they? I saw quite an interesting post where it had like 20 steps to a barbecue, and all the steps with the women doing the prep and helping out with all that kind of stuff. And step, I don't know, 15 was man puts meat on the barbecue, which is pretty apt in most cases, I've got to say. So yeah, not intended to be sexist at all in any shape, way or form. And I do my fair share, so particularly if it's an easier job as it is with the wood fire. So yeah, my other half purchased this for me as a surprise. And it used to be that when I said I was having a barbecue, it'd be kind of, oh God, we've got all this prep and stuff to do, which was quite right. And then with this, you know, we both love it. We both love it so much. And daughter as well. Not as fussy as she used to be with eating, but she's loving the barbecues that we have, and we have them quite frequently. And if you get a chance to watch the other video where I use the secret recipe, we did manage to convert my mother-in-law to barbecue, so she loved that chicken. So big ticks all round. So here we are. It's done. We've done the extra 3 minutes, so this is time for the big reveal. So I've taken the meat off the skewers, left it on the foil, The temperature's off, but obviously the smoke's still going through it, so that just leaves it to rest a little bit. And we get a nice close up on this. I mean, what's not to like? That's delicious. And I did do a sneaky try of the drumstick meat, I've got to confess, and it was really nice. I would say pretty similar to thigh meat, and thigh meat's quite cheap as well, isn't it? So some good options there, particularly if you're going to be putting it onto a skewer where it's going to stay quite succulent. So I was really happy with that. I'd just like to say a big thank you to those people that take time out of their busy days to watch my videos, especially the subscribers. I've had some comments on there which I've been able to respond to before I get world famous and just don't have the time anymore. Clearly that's gonna rocket to the top of the YouTubers, and I'll bring out some kind of energy drink. Maybe not, but seriously, yeah, I do really appreciate the views. As well as trying to create videos, I do watch a lot of content as well, and I just find the hints and tips really useful to get, you know, reviews and comments from people actually using the product who aren't paid to do so. So it might be a surprise that I'm not, given how much I bang on about the thing, but you know, I just like to share it. And barbecue season coming up over in the UK, it's Prime Day. I don't know whether that's the case for our American viewers, so you might be able to pick yourself up a bargain and enjoy those videos. Let me know how you get on, and any suggestions are more than welcome. Thank you.